Turn the handle slowly to loop the yarn around each needle, making sure the yarn alternates between the front and back hooks until it reaches the starting point again. I used white yarn because it forms a clear thread with the main yarn at the start of the needle, and the needles can be easily picked up one by one later as well. It is convenient for seamless binding. Casting on with waste yarn is a great way to create a clean and secure edge for your project, making it easier to finish later. Starting with waste yarn can make the binding smoother, reduce the thickness of the joint, and improve the beauty of the finished product. The knitting part of the main yarn will not be affected. Transition to project yarn and start to knit in main color. After starting with 5 to 10 rows of waste yarn, set the row counter to 0, switch to the main yarn, and start knitting the finished product with the main yarn. Back to waste yarn and casting off. Cast off with waste yarn. Be careful not to tie it with the main yarn. It will be more convenient to remove the waste yarns after project completed. Knit 5 to 10 row with the waste yarn. These extra rounds will serve as a buffer, making it easier to handle the stitches when removing them from the machine. Cut the waste yarn, leaving a tail long enough to secure the edge during removal about 6 to 8 inches. Turn the crank slowly to release the stitches from the needles. The waste yarn section will hold the live stitches safely together. Gently pull the fabric off the machine, making sure no stitches are dropped. Crochet bind off. Start binding off. Insert the crochet hook into the first stitch on the knitting needle. Pull the yarn through the stitch to create a loop on your crochet hook. Let the stitch drop off the knitting needle. Repeat with the next stitch. Insert the crochet hook into the stitch, pull the yarn through it, and drop the stitch off the knitting needle. Chain off. After pulling the yarn through the second stitch, you should have 2 loops on your crochet hook. Pull the yarn through both loops on the hook to create a chain stitch. This binds the stitch off. Continue across. Repeat steps 2 and 3 for each stitch on the needle until you reach the end of the row. Repeat on the other end. Follow the same steps to crochet the opposite end of the tube. Remove the waste yarn. Carefully unravel the waste yarn from the edge, ensuring the crochet stitches are holding all live stitches securely. Mattress stitch seamless join. Flatten the tube so that the edges you want to seam are aligned. Pass tapestry needle from under the first bar. Insert the tapestry needle from top, under to bars and out the top. Insert the tapestry needle on the other piece from the top, under to bars and back out the top. Insert the tapestry needle from the top into the same hole that seaming yarn came out of. Go under to bars and back out the top. Continue to insert the tapestry needle into the same hole on the opposite piece that you came out of. Going under to bars and back out the top. Tighten the seam. Every few stitches, gently pull the yarn to tighten the seam. This will draw the edges together invisibly, like a natural continuation of the fabric. That's why it's called invisible stitching. Finish the seam. Once you've reached the end of the seam, secure the yarn by weaving it into the fabric on the wrong side. Trim any excess yarn. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more creative knitting projects. Happy knitting and see you in the next video.